Hello, and welcome to another slapdash version of Diatribes. Here's your host, Voice of Doom. Okay, I have to be at work in an hour and 2 minutes, and I wasn't planning on doing a rush job diatribe, but I gotta say some stuff right now. So, I went to YouTube and it said Charlie Kirk was shot. And it was vague and nobody knew anything. But it sounded bad. And so, yes, he passed away from an assassin's bullet. And I'm going to say this right now, that every global upheaval has been preceded by incidents such as this. And we've reached the tipping point, and that's it. September 30th. By then, I don't expect to see civilization as it is today. I'd be very surprised if things are running as they usually do. Because this is going to be an incident that further pits all of us against each other. There's going to be so much anger on every side. But we can talk about that in the future if we have an internet. What I will say right now is this was an orchestrated assassination 200 yards away. The person wasn't in the crowd. He wasn't some regulator who shot an arc and it went right into his neck. This was planned. The place it was at was planned. Utah, of all places. And the shooter's gotten away, and that person won't be found. Not alive. If it's a lone wolf, they will kill themselves, or someone will kill them for them. If it's a political, well orchestrated CIA dark ops thing, that person will never be found. And what's going to happen is the world's going to go, well, not the world, but the United States is going to go mad. And everything's going to fall apart because the point is they want things to fall apart. And they need a powder keg. They need a fuse to blow up something to start the ball rolling. So I don't even want to go to work today because I'm going to be in a bad mood. And if one person says one thing that just strikes me the wrong way, I'm going to just leave. So I am not looking forward to working. I'm kind of a little bit upset. I'm kind of shaking because this is bigger than Martin Luther King, and I'll tell you why. Back in those days in 1968, they didn't have everyone holding a camera, watching everything, and sending it off immediately to where you could see an execution from many different angles. That's one. Two is Martin Luther King was a symbol of, civil rights. He wasn't a liberal. And the person that shot him, whoever it wasn't a political assassination. It probably didn't go down the way history has tried to convince us. I'm sure it hasn't. But it was a political assassination. He was set up to be shot. And it was tragic, and there were riots afterwards, and there was racial tension. But this is bigger because, I don't know, it's hard to put into words. The person was a political influencer in the strict sense of the word. He was winning people over to one side, which is the side that they don't like. It's the side that's saying we don't want an upheaval of New World Order and the decimation of 6 billion people. And so, since that doctrine and ideology is getting in the way of progress, they must be dealt with. So you get rid of the influencer, and then you cause an upheaval, and you cause people to hate each other. And people are going to go tooth and tongs and whatever. They're going to be mad at each other, and if people say the wrong thing, people are going to go off. There's going to be a lot of violence. Whether or not there's World War III, which there probably will be, because the Soviet Union, or whoever they are, just encroached on Poland's territory and did some bombings. So that's that. It's just the same thing as World War II. And it's going to happen quickly, and people are going to have a cow, and I don't want to be 20 miles away from my home when the EMP or whatever they plan for us next comes. So I'm going to hunker down. I'd really prefer not to work today. But I'll go, and I have to get going because I have a 20-minute drive, 25. So I'll just barely get there in time. But I wanted to get this in and let you know what's really going on, because this was a politically orchestrated assassination. You're not going to find some liberal, blue-haired, non-binary suspect. It's not going to happen. Not somebody that can shoot like that. So you wait and see what happens with the news. I wanted to get ahead of the game because then you'll see how brilliant I am, even though nobody watches this. And I think that they're really not watching it now because nobody's watched my last video. And usually I get at least 2 or 3 people, but I guess I'm being banned. So I'll see you later. We'll talk more about this. I'm sure there will be a lot to talk about. So try to have a good day. I'm not going to. And rest in peace, which isn't part of my religious credo, but I hope Charlie Kirk gets the karmic rewards that he has earned, regardless of his political affiliation. And I'll pray for his family, and I'll pray for him. And when I say pray, I do pray. So it's not rhetoric, and it's not empty phrases. So I'll leave it there. And goodbye.